Happy Nostalgia-ween, everybody. Stormedegree 14 here, and welcome back to another reaction video. Gonna react to the Nostalgia Critic's newest video of his review of Coraline. Now, Coraline is my favorite of the claymation horror movies. I love a lot of them. This is one of my favorite kinds of movies to watch, and I'm curious to see what Doug is gonna think about. So with that being said, let's get on with it. In 3, 2, 1.
Check us out in Michigan on the first weekend of November at Grand Rapids Comic-Con.
Oh, now that's gonna be fun. Oh, but it's
episode brought to you by Stamps.com. Why go to the store to get stamps when you can have them printed right at home for your convenience? Also brought to you by Shady Rays. Fit, style, and performance sunglasses without the big brand price.
By the way, a commenter told me what this was a reference to. Now I get it. Yeah. No, awesome. I mean, again, it seems like a classic, like, Halloween show intro, so I can certainly see why it's I knew it was a reference, but yeah, thank you for telling me what that reference was, too. Forgive me if I don't remember your name. What's in there? What's in there? Oh, it's too bright out. No, I can't touch grass yet. Oh, hey, dog.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's just outside.
Why does everything seem a little different?
Oh, I see what you're doing. Ah, clever.
Button eyes, isn't it? Yes, it's the button eyes.
So you're your other Uncle
The
Liza.
5 cent on the
This is
wig.
your other studio.
What about the other studio? Oh, we gave up on that months ago.
Yeah, I don't know if you're aware of this, but it takes money to fix those.
So we made a deal with the devil.
Sup?
So
Oh, hi,
everybody have
devil.
Button eyes, then.
Well, it's a long, complicated story with many layers to it.
Just looks cool.
It just looks cool. But everyone is here, like other Zack Snyder.
This place is great. Here, my cut of Justice League isn't the only good DC movie I got.
Other Chester and Doe.
Oh, Mr. Critic, in this world we're incredibly successful business owners.
Yes,
Yeah, you still wear raggedy clothes.
Other chart guys.
The chart says we should think for ourselves.
I think we should follow the charts.
Agreed.
Also, this place is great. Other Jim.
I ain't doing that pop in a frame shit. The eyes are enough.
Even other Metadog is here.
Metadog.
Meta for the buttons.
Oh, so you're a pain here too.
Actually, I looked at the script, and I think the analogy you have planned is pretty great.
Oh, well,
What is it?
Though I don't think I'm a popular enough character for a callback.
thanks, we're good.
How many views did Carpet Cat Christmas get again?
You can go now.
Sure, I'll just duck down, pretend I vanished.
Okay, actually, things do seem a bit better here.
Yes, this is the perfect place to host Nostalgia-ween.
As well as the perfect spot to review Coraline.
Yep.
What's Coraline? You know, a stop-motion movie from Leica Studios. What the hell's Leica Studios?
Oh, it's a great
we're
set of
supposed to talk
studio.
about Will Vinton Studios.
Oh shit, we're doing this?
Ah, yes.
Oh, boy.
Will Vinton Studios is still very much alive here.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go down this road.
Yeah, let's not go down.
Something happened between Will Vinton and Leica Studios in your world?
No, they got along great. Don't look it up. In fact, we got this amazing film out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever your thoughts are on the creation of this company, I'm not a businessman. I wasn't there. I don't know what went down. There's
Oh,
no
yeah, I
doubt
did
that
watch The
Leica
Box
is one of the
Trolls.
most
I didn't watch that one, though.
impressive animation studios around. They combine artistically pleasing films with surprisingly mainstream success, making the weird, creepy, but likable movies people who love stop motion want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And their first / arguably biggest step was with Coraline.
Yep, let's get into it.
Released in 2009 and directed by an already iconic director when it comes to Halloween, Henry Selick.
Yeah,
Coraline
he
was
did The
based
Night
on
Before
Neil Gaiman
Christmas.
novella, and is everything you would want a movie like this to be. It's dark, it's creative, it's visually stunning. It's got an aggressive edge to it, but also an amazing amount of charm. Its button eyes are about as iconic as Pinocchio's long nose. You immediately
Yeah, it is.
recognize it and connect it to freaky scenarios about as terrifying as Pinocchio, too.
Mm-hmm.
It's another one of those intense movies parents have no problem showing their kids because they accept it as the right way to scare kids. A way that's inventive, imaginative, and
Really?
teaches some familiar but still relevant lessons. So why has this film grown more popular around Halloween and thank God hasn't gotten a sexy costume release?
Tons of those are actually in my store, so you're too late on that, Doug. Sorry.
Well, let's take a closer look. While I'm back at the studio that seems just as normal as before.
But slightly different.
Maybe even more normal. Let's take a look at Coraline.
It's probably
Living
more
on
normal.
Intentional Wes Anderson apartments were movers who looked too specifically designed not to be based on somebody. There you go. Now moving
Oh,
to the Jones family.
I didn't know that.
There's the mother, played by Terry Hatcher, the father, played by John Hodgman, and Coraline, played by Dakota Fanning.
Yep. The amazing Bobinski.
The name was actually a misspelling from Gaiman of Caroline, but when he saw the O replace the A, he said, there has to be somebody with that name. I wonder what her story
Yeah.
is, and immediately wrote this book.
Yeah. I did like that in the movie, the Bobinski guy, actually, he's probably going to talk about it, but I like that he actually messed up the name. Like, he calls him Caroline all the time, but it's actually Coraline. It's kind of funny, actually.
Joke mover is given an in-joke tip. Coraline quickly discovers there's nothing to do but be bored. And be terrorized by one of those skeleton pikers from Batman Returns.
Yeah.
Let me guess, you're from Texas or
Yeah,
Utah. Someplace right out
Wyborn.
of Barron, right?
This is YB, played by Robert Bailey Jr., who was originally not in the book, but was created
Yeah.
because they figured there's only so long Coraline could talk to herself.
I do feed him every night, and sometimes he'll come in my window and bring me little dead things.
Had he only been in the human world, I feel like he would have felt like an add-on, but having another version of him in the other world, even though it's technically not him, weirdly fleshes him out more. At the
Yeah,
very
it
least, we learn
does,
more
fair
about
enough.
Coraline's thoughts about him when we see her reactions to what constantly happens to him. Fanning is also perfect in this role. I'll be honest, as a child actress, I always found her a little off. I can't say she's bad, but her performance has always felt a little more Hollywood than genuine, and for the role she chose,
I see.
sometimes that could be a little distracting. But I thought she had mad talent as a voice actress.
Oh, she was in
For
My
whatever
Neighbor
reason, her
Totoro? I didn't know that.
inflections really work well in the animated realm. She finds a believability and likability even when she has to act very bratty.
Yeah. Maybe that's it. Maybe she's just better at, like, projecting her voice and expressing herself when her face is not actually in front of the camera. I mean, some people are better than that. Yours truly.
Fell in a well yesterday, Mom.
Uh-huh.
And you almost died. That's nice.
The stop motion, big surprise, is also crazy impressive.
Yeah, it is.
Selk has gotten so good, his stop motion is
Oh, yeah,
almost
Wendell
as
the Wild.
smooth
There
as
it is.
CGI, but it is cool seeing this in-between realm of more grand and detailed than Nightmare of James, but just a little choppy. So you can still tell it's stop motion.
Yeah.
Also, in my opinion, this is the first Selleck film that really gets creative with the shots. Don't get me wrong, Nightmare looks great and was a game changer, but a lot of the camera angles were very standard and straightforward. These angles will look amazing in animation or live action. It really feels like they could explore the camera placement as opposed to be limited by it.
I never realized
You
that.
to write about plants, and you hate dirt.
Coraline, I don't have time for you right now.
I'll admit at first I was
Damn.
thrown off by how dismissive and even mean sometimes the parents could be, but as I get older, I understand a bit more. In most movies, they would be workaholics and they'd be the ones who'd have to change, but they clearly had a busy time in their lives. If you pay attention to the little details, you notice they're moving while still having to work, nothing is unpacked, they got circles under their eyes, they're recovering from an accident, and Coraline is being a typical little shit like any kid at that age would.
Yeah, that is the thing. I do feel like it's very believable that Coraline would act the same. As well as, like, they did a good job making the parents not necessarily act like they hate her, but again, they show that they're just busy and that they don't have time for it, which, again, is a difficult state for a parent, so I get it.
Count all the doors and windows and write that down. Just
Let me work!
All things considered, it's kind of amazing they're as put together as they are in this flick. They're just not the overly put together parents we see in so many other animated movies.
Yeah,
Or
the
overly
Grinch
bad.
movie.
They just got a lot going on. Also, I knew I was gonna love this character when she entered a room like this. That's such a little detail. They didn't need to animate her doing that, but they did. And it gets across so well how much energy she has pent up, but no proper outlet for it. Like I said, a good chunk of the storytelling is the little touches sprinkled throughout.
Some kid left this on the front porch.
After finding a doll version of herself, she discovers a Being John Malkovich door that leads to a different world.
Mom?
You're just in time for supper, dear.
Yeah, uncanny, isn't it?
The film is very clever at having the colors muted in the real world, but in the other world, they're bright and vibrant, trying to be more appealing to her. What's even more clever is as the world gets more nightmarish, the colors become even more vibrant, aggressively vibrant, to where it almost hurts your eyes to look at them.
Yeah.
It's so easy to have everything go darker and gray as the world gets scarier, but sticking to this route is much more consistent with how it started out.
Yeah, it's really
My
impressive.
father can't play piano.
No need to.
This is Coraline's other mother and other father, who love giving her the perfect world and perfect family she always desired.
Mm-hmm.
In the way every kid imagines a perfect family, making everything about the kid.
Yeah.
Random note, that's a They Might Be Giants song.
Yeah.
That's even John Leno's voice singing it. Originally the movie
Oh, really?
was going to be a musical like Selleck's other films, but they just...
You know, something about the dad song that I like to have as a fun fact is also kind of a funny picture to pause on, but don't worry, Coraline, I'll unpause in just a moment. But the dad song, a lot of people say that he's trying to foreshadow or try to warn Coraline through his song about like what's going to happen in the future. Because again, if you guys, I assume any who's watching know the movie already, but if you don't, again, like obviously there's going to be a twist later. But again, like through his song, he warns about the twist, and I think that's very clever. Honestly, when I listen to the context of the song, he sings even more, even though Doug cut it off a bit. It actually really does like give hints as to what's going to happen and what is happening as of current. Really creative storytelling, I gotta say.
Decided they wanted this one to be a bit more
And she
aggressive.
stuck the landing!
I understand why they did it, but I feel like this film would be pretty cool as a musical. I guess they did a stage musical down the line, but not with...
Oh, I didn't know they did that.
Songs. Come on, if Disney can remake everything under the sun with movies, why can't we remake stage shows? Or just this one? Or just make me happy? Just make me happy!
Coraline musical actually wouldn't be too bad.
The little door is all bricked up. Of course, her parents think she only dreamed the adventure, and they encourage her to go bug the neighbors. One of them being a Russian animal trainer named Babinski.
Yep.
Played by Ian McShane.
Here, heartbeat make you strong.
In Soviet Russia.
The fact that Russian metal is actually based on a real metal, given to people who
Oh, really?
up during the Chernobyl power plant disaster.
Oh.
That explains his weird complexion. Again, a lot of little details in this.
Yes, he called her Caroline. Ugh.
He almost went from Father Russia to Mother Russia there.
By the way, real quick, hold on. Yeah. Look how close that gardening tool is to it. I did not realize that. Whew. That actually, like, gave me some sweat for a moment.
And he almost went from Father Russia to Mother Russia there for a second.
The mice asked me to give you message. Do not go through little door.
I like the neighbors do help with some of the supernatural elements and aren't just comic relief.
Yeah.
Like when Coraline visits two actresses played by Dawn French and Jennifer Saunders. They're called Miss Pink and Miss Forcible. Christ,
Yep.
aren't those some names? Speaking of names, boy, this movie really wants to earn its PG rating, doesn't it?
Are those dogs real?
Couldn't
Oh,
bear
yeah.
part
The
with
stuffed dogs.
them, so we had them stuffed.
I could never do that to my pets. Using their bones to mimic movie posters is more than enough.
You know, there's a show about people who taxidermy their pets, and it's... Honestly, I gotta say, I personally think that's very disgusting. But I mean, if you do it to, like, memorialize your pet, then, again, by all means do it. I'm not gonna stop you, but I have to say I'm sorry. I think that's disgusting.
Oh boy, posthumous modeling. They read her future and see, what a shocker, she's in great danger. As one of them sees a hand that makes quite a few appearances in this, actually.
Oh!
I see a giraffe.
Giraffes don't just fall from the sky, Miriam.
This is a weird criticism, but I'm actually shocked they don't work in a giraffe falling from the sky in this. Tell me they
Yeah, it
can
would've been
figure out a
kinda
way to do
cool.
it. Coraline goes back to the other world, which is even more lovely than she remembered last time.
I can't believe you did this.
Mother said you'd like it.
I hate to admit I never noticed that in the real world the garden is shaped like the other mother's face.
Oh, I didn't know that either. Oh, dang, that is crazy. One other thing I want to say real quick as well. Sorry if I keep pausing, but I want to talk about this without talking over it. Is that, did you notice how all the different things in the other world are like some sort of bug in like the shape of Virgil? Like the tractor the dad was riding on was like a mantis. One of the dressers was like a big beetle. Interesting, because later, yeah, she's like, we had like a spiderish moment with her, which was kind of a cool detail. Anyways, back to it.
Man, I thought the Schwarzenegger Museum was pushing it, trying to shape the town like his head.
Oh, dang! I didn't know they made something like that.
More if he spoke a little less. So I fixed him. I like it.
And boys can't talk in this world? All that's missing is a horse bringing a mini spa and a copy of the Barbie movie. This would be every girl's utopia. Also, my crazier is that foreshadowing these three later.
Oh, wow.
The neighbors seem better too, as Babinski's mice put on maybe the weirdest moving animation in the movie. And
Honestly, I like it. Oh, yeah, this part. Not this. All the dogs being audience members with the button eyes
So I'm not
too.
gonna lie, I don't like how these dogs look in real life. So the idea of an entire audience of them looking at me smiling.
Yeah, like with the button eyes,
The
it
eyes
really
wide shut ball
scares
looking
us.
at me. It's 11 herbs and spices of uncomfortable.
A big dolphin
Oh yeah, this part.
Take it back. This is all those things I said 1 sentence ago.
to present an alluring display.
They had the nerve to
Point
put
out
this
this is
in
one of the
there.
first stop motion films to be shot in 3D.
Hmm.
And while a lot of it did look amazing in the theater, this was like a big screen version of that old lady from The Shining.
Oh,
All you saw was a
no.
close-up
No,
of her
no, no.
flabbergasters. It wasn't pleasant.
You must be the other cat.
I'm not the other anything. I'm me.
It looks like the cat that keeps looking at Coraline in the real world can talk in this world, and because this film would feel weird without Keith David in it, Keith David plays him.
You're clearly the expert on these things. I'm just a big fat wuss puss.
No, that's what we saw a second ago.
Oh, come on. No, dog.
This place is dangerous and that it's
Come on, we had enough innuendos from the Robin Hood movie. We don't need more from this.
literally too good to be true.
You probably think this world is a dream come true.
But you're wrong.
Don't believe false promises. Jordan Peele's been promising me this for years, and I never got a green light. A cameo with no
gargoyles.
isn't enough, Peele.
I actually like Gargoyles. I don't hate it.
And end your sponsorships better than I'm doing right now.
I don't get sponsorships, Doug.
Real
Sorry.
Coraline has to go shopping for a school uniform. When she finds a pair of colorful gloves, she shows them off to her mother, who instantly tells her to put them back.
My other mother would get them. Maybe she should buy all your clothes.
Actually, on that note, I have to keep reminding myself these two are voiced by the same actress.
Yeah.
I know it sounds obvious as Hatcher doesn't change her voice at all, but the personalities are so different and go through so many radically different changes that I have no problem separating them as different people.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
If things go well today, I promise I'll make it up. You know I love you. So, where are they?
With that said, it's time to have the button talk.
Oh, yep.
You're not sewing buttons in my eyes!
Oh, come on. You haven't even heard our plans for sewing other parts of the body.
Oh, come on.
I'm so
No.
proud. We get
You know what? It reminds me of the parody of when The Simpsons did a parody of Coraline. And Marge is like, the Homer in this world doesn't pass gas. And she goes, that was a 3-button job. Yeah, I'll leave the visuals to you. Yeah, if you want, go watch that Simpsons parody. Really good one.
In my opinion, two of the creepiest parts of the movie. One is when a picture of her friends ask where her button eyes are.
Hey, where's your buttons, Loper?
Oh yeah, that's freaky.
They try to sound so normal and so matter-of-fact about it. It's weirdly chilling. The other is when Coraline's father starts falling apart and accidentally tells her the truth.
Her strength is our strength.
Those might be the scariest white gloves I've ever seen since the Cat in the Hat movie.
Yeah.
Caroline discovers the illusion only goes so far as the world literally goes in a circle the more she tries to walk away from it. A good visual showing no matter how much she tries to dodge her problems, she always end up back to them.
Yep.
Why does she want me?
She wants something to love, I think. Something that isn't her.
That's such a simple but also disturbing motivation.
Yeah.
Most villains want power or recognition or acceptance, but the idea of a villain wanting to care for someone to the point of forcing that care is so unsettling. It's like keeping somebody sick so you can feel needed.
Well, I mean, later, like, literally after that, the cat says, well, maybe she just likes something to eat. And I thought that's what it was, because, I mean, the character's supposed to be a witch, so...
Stop! It's one of the circus mice!
Ugh, ouch.
On a funny note, when I saw this movie in the theater, I literally heard a kid go... I love mean-spirited kids' films.
So,
The other mother
that's just a visual of nature, man.
finally reveals her true form, which, if you've been watching closely, she sort of was already, and locks Coraline away until she learns to love her. In the room, she's introduced to the other children she's manipulated into handing over their eyes.
So she lured us away.
With treasures and treats and games to play.
These ghost effects are so good. It's such a simple trick, but it gets really trippy results. And
Yeah, it
I really
does.
feel sorry for these literal poor souls.
She left us here and ate up our lives.
Yeah.
It's like if Lock, Stock, and Barrel were done by an A24 movie.
I wonder if that was referential to that. Be kind of cool if it was.
But other YB saves her and shows her the way out. When she gets back home, though, her parents are suddenly gone.
Mom's groceries!
Ew.
Somebody went to Whole Foods. She tries to tell
Yeah.
the real Wybie what's going on, who of course doesn't believe her, but something about his reaction seems funnier than other movies that have similar moments like
What
this.
is it?
Don't believe me? You can ask the cat.
Ow!
You're not listening to me.
That's because you're crazy.
Saying the insult getting ready to run away seems so specifically kiddish.
Yeah. Well, I mean, throughout the entire film, he kind of... there's plenty of hints that he should know what's going on. I mean, he listens to a lot of it from his grandma, too. So, like, the grandma tells him about, like, what's going on, sort of, or what the doll was. So, I feel like he would know what was going on at the time. But, I mean, I guess it's fair enough. It's kind of funny that he thinks she's crazy, but...
The actress
doesn't make a lot of
is lazy,
sense.
though, and give her a viewfinder that seems nonsensical in the real world, but will eventually help her out in the other world. Both are really sad, but also really funny scene where Coraline makes imitation parents so she doesn't feel alone.
Oh,
Good night, Mom. Good night.
that was really sad, dog.
Yet somehow you still ignore me less than my real parents.
Damn.
She figures out they're in the other world, though, so she finally decides to toughen up and save them.
Yep, girl's on a mission now. Yeah, we get it, we get
Let's
it.
head into that Wallgina and carve ourselves a witch.
Fitting, because the other mother is a
Second
witch.
quest, as the other mother loves playing games, and Coraline says if she can find her parents and the eyes of the ghost children, they can go free. If not, she'll hand herself over.
In each of 3 wonders I've made just for you, a ghost's eye is lost in plain sight.
This is one of the few parts of the movie that does drag a touch. The scene's
Yeah, a
all
little
well
bit.
done, but because there's 4 locations to find the eyes and parents in, it kind of feels like there's 4 climaxes, which we know these 2 wouldn't mind.
Oh, come on,
Getting ready
no.
for the story to start wrapping up, and this feels a little drawn out. With that said, it does go quickly. It takes about 10 minutes
So which is it, dog? Is it drawn out or does it go quickly?
to get to the final confrontation. We get a messed up character death with other YB literally
Oh,
being skinned.
yeah.
It is fun going back and forth, seeing how everything she enjoyed before is transformed.
Right.
Though I don't care if you turn those dogs into demon bats, it's still not as scary as an audience of them just smiling at you.
Yeah.
Be clever, miss. Even if you win, she'll never let you go.
One other question. See all these eyes here? They're supposed to be the eyes? They must have had different eye sizes. That's kind of weird, too.
Once she finds all the eyes and her parents, she realizes the other mother won't let her go. Most scenes like this require the main character to utilize some abstract thinking or a clever callback, but
Oh, yeah, this
instead,
one.
she just randomly throws the cat at her.
Yeah, and the cat claws her eyes off.
I love that something that basically takes no thought ultimately saves the day.
Yeah.
She's not out of the woods yet, though, as the world transforms into a giant web. Once again, the
Yeah.
animation is so smooth here, it's hard to believe it's stop motion. Also,
Yeah, it
it's
is.
slowly edging closer and closer. It's pretty damn freaky.
With her banging on the door.
The parents are returned home, but have no memory of being abducted or having Little Caesar breadstick seasoning on their heads. But the mother buys her the gloves from the store. I guess that's
really?
a decent reward for saving your folks from a demon monster.
It's a fine, fine thing you did for us, miss.
The ghosts appear to her in a dream, though, saying even though their spirits are free, the danger isn't over.
You're in terrible danger, girl.
Yep.
It's the key, miss.
The key.
There's only one, and the Belden will find it.
Don't you understand, Rachel? She never sleeps.
Yeah, it kind of does sound like
Fake out
that.
ending, she has to get rid of the key, and again, while this is pretty short, it's also pretty pointless.
Fair
I've seen
enough.
this movie
Fair
maybe
enough.
a dozen times, and I always forget this ending is in here. Is there even that big a threat? I mean, what? Is the hand actually gonna drag her all the way from outside to the door? Nothing
I mean,
would get in the
probably.
way during that walk. The only thing it does is give YB something to do, which
Fair
for a
enough,
character
yeah.
that surprisingly wasn't feeling like an add-on, suddenly feels like an add-on here.
I'm really sorry I didn't believe you about all this evil stuff.
I guess it's good they bond over something, as the last time we saw them, they were at their wits' end. But they also patch things up later when it's revealed that one of the ghost kids was actually his grandma's missing sister. So I don't know. I feel like they
I mean, they foreshadowed it beforehand in the movie. Like, he talks about how his grandma told him a story about how her sister went missing, so there wasn't really new knowledge at that moment, so...
would have been enough. But whatever. Scary movie tropes, I guess. And nobody goes against the tropes.
Oh, April. Pink ladies.
I like as things start to calm down, more color slips its way into the real world.
Yeah.
With everybody coming together to work in the garden. Again, it's not perfect, but you feel the effort.
Yeah.
You were right, Coraline. I really hate dirt. But The tulips look nice.
That's the closest to functional family you'll get in this movie.
Yeah, fair enough.
Honestly, closer than other families.
Oh, yeah.
And that was Coraline. I absolutely loved it back then, and I absolutely love it now. The stop motion is still a marvel all these years later. The characters still feel genuine and real. And while it has clear callbacks to other dark and surreal kid stories, it still has enough originality to be its own thing. I really like we're getting more and more kids films that are legit trying to be more disturbing and intense.
Yeah.
And several of them are coming from Leica Studios. I think Leica's
Like
becoming to
Paranorman,
Halloween and
Wendell
stop motion
Wild.
what Rankin Bass has become to Christmas and stop motion. I've always felt kids can handle more than we give them credit for, and if something looks too scary, they can usually pick up on it and know when to stop.
Yeah.
Looking at the promotional material for this film, though, isn't this the movie you thought you would get as a kid? Something you could
pretty
follow
much.
and understand, but would also be pretty dark and creepy. Coraline doesn't lie or water down what it is, and I think that's why both kids and adults love it so much. It gives you all that imaginative wonder, but doesn't skimp out on the harsh moments or smart writing.
Yep.
It's a perfect Halloween movie to give your kids nightmares, but they'll be the best nightmares they ever had.
Yeah, never had nightmares from this,
movie
though.
taught me a lesson too.
And what was that?
I shouldn't have to go to another realm to get another studio.
Nope.
I'm going back to the real world to wait for the real studio to be done there.
Well, I got good news for you then.
What's that?
You're already there.
What?
Yeah, this is all the same place. We just convinced everyone you know to trick you.
We were bored.
What?
And you helped out with all this?
I haven't been in an episode in a while.
You know what?
Yeah, fair
we should
enough.
Fix the studio.
Last time I saw you, you were in the Cat in the Hat episode. Funny how you referenced it, actually. What the hell is that?
What the hell is that?
That's, I just said that.
Somehow it popped up when we fixed the place.
Kill it!
You do anything about it?
Me? I don't even know what it is.
Get rid of it!
Fine.
At least get it to shut up.
Well, at least we'll be filming the rest of Nostalgia Ween back at the studio.
Oh, please make it shut up.
God, I miss my home.
Yeah.
I'm just a big fat wuss-puss.
Nah, not really. Well, it's good to hear that Doug really likes this movie as well. I figured he would, but I do know he was going to point out a few plot points. I mean, I know, I've watched a couple reviews of this. I've watched Steve reviews of it, and again, I liked his review of it as well. Nostalgia Critics was also pretty interesting in its own right. So yeah, I liked a lot of this. I also agree with what Doug says, is that, yeah, there's a lot of movies like this that, or like a lot of scary movies that often, I think kids could handle more than what we expect them to, so... And again, like, the kids would definitely make it clear when it's time to stop, you know, or when it's too much for them. So again, I agree with him on that we should try to put, like, a little, again, like, be more willing to let that happen, I guess, more often. I mean, like, I'm not saying we should scare our kids, no. In fact, I know that's all video of his own. But but I agree with him that we should try to give kids a better chance of, like, trying to tolerate stuff like this a lot more, you know, like, the sort of PG stuff, the scary stuff. Again, if you think it's not safe enough, then again, I'll respect your opinion, but that's just what I think. Anyways, hope you guys like this. Be sure to check out my streams of Mario and the Music Box on Saturdays, Mario Kart on Tuesdays. I will be reacting to the amazing Digital Circus this Friday. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!